There they went.
Alright everybody, and welcome back to a brand new Division build video. I'm Relentless, and today we'll be going over a build, but before we hop into the build video and getting down to the nitty gritty and the specifics, I want to point out the links in the description below. We have an awesome console giveaway going on that will end September the 30th, only a few short weeks away. So if you want to get in on that console of choice, whether it be a PS4 Pro or an Xbox One S, then you want to click on the Gleam link in the description below and follow the steps, and then you'll be entered in. Also check out Revolution Gaming's Facebook community, most positive, non-toxic community on Facebook for all things gaming. So without further ado, now that we have the introduction out of the way, let's hop right into this build video. As you can see, I'm utilizing the Ninja Bike messenger bag, 3 pieces of Predator and 2 pieces of Banshee. Now, your stats will vary based on your armor rolls and the rolls that you have on your said gear. So as you can see, on a couple of pieces I have low armor rolls on them, so that reflects on my toughness. So if you have better rolled gear, such as the armor, then your toughness values will be higher than what I have here. Also, this Ninja Bike messenger bag is probably the crappiest one that I have yet to come across, but yet it's actually better than the other one that I have, I should say. But before we hop into all that, let's go over what you would receive out of this combination of pieces. You will get an 8% increase in your damage for assault rifles and SMG damage, plus 10% reload speed, and then the 4-piece, which is hit 10 shots without switching targets to make the target bleed for 50% of damage already done by those bullets. And then for the Banshee, the 3 pieces of it, you have 10% damage to targets out of cover. So that's a total of 18%. So let's hop into the weapons. Lightweight M4, 21.8k base damage with Brutal, Adept, and Fierce. With magazine size, crit hit chance, crit hit damage. In the large optics, we have crit hit chance, crit hit damage, and headshot damage. In the large muzzle, we have crit hit damage, headshot damage, crit hit chance. And in the underbarrel, we have stability, accuracy, and optimal range. Now, if your aim is a lot better than what mine is, then you could also stack headshot damage over crit hit damage. But since, you know, it's a lot harder to land consistent headshots unless the person is just standing there like so many people are in the dark zone, or maybe in their menus, and then somebody just comes up behind them and then just, you know, blows the back of their head off, then you want to stack headshot damage. But since I mostly potato and hit body shots, I stack crit hit damage. And then on my Navy MP5, 21.8k base damage with responsive, deadly, and fierce. In the magazine, we have magazine size, crit hit damage, crit hit chance. And then the optics, we have crit hit damage, headshot damage, crit hit chance. And the loud event break, we have crit hit damage, crit hit chance, headshot damage. In the underbarrel, we have crit hit damage, stability, and optimal range. Now let's start going over the gear. Here we have a Predator's Mark vest at 1965 armor with 9.5% exotic damage resilience, 14,235 in health, and 52% ammo capacity. In its mod slots, we have firearms and skill power, and another firearms and skill power mod. Moving on to the mask. We have 1261 to electronics, 998 in armor, and in the majors we have skill power, and the minors don't really matter. And moving on to the mod slots, we have stamina with skill power, and this is the only stamina mod in this entire build due to the simple fact of I just needed the little extra in stamina to unlock responsive on my weapon. Other than that, if I met the requirements without it, then this would be firearms with skill power. Moving on to the knee pads. 1487 in armor. I wish it was more like the Firecrest knee pads you see below at 1648, but this is just one of those filler pieces until you find something better. Roll to firearms. Major attributes is 15,280 in health. Minors, are shock resistance, disrupt resistance, and blind death resistance. Instead of disrupt or blind death resistance, I prefer bleed resistance and flame resistance. In the mod slots, we have firearms and skill power with first aid, self-heal. Now moving on to the crappy Ninja Bike Messenger Bag, also known as the Wild Card. It is rolled to firearms with a miserable 1148 in armor. And the major attributes, we have skill power at 12,144 with ammo capacity. And in its mod slots, we have firearms, skill power, and first aid, self-heals. Now moving on to the gloves, 957 in armor, 1270 in firearms, crit chance, crit hit damage, and SMG damage. Now if you prefer using an assault rifle, then instead of SMG damage, you would want assault rifle damage on it. But since I prefer using SMGs, I have SMG damage on it. Now moving on to the holster. 1230, 1270, and 1249 is the main stats, 938 in armor, and 7390 in health. And in the mod slot, we have first aid, self-heal. Now, as I said before, if you have better roll things, it doesn't matter the combination or where exactly you have these particular pieces. If you have a Banshee gloves, you can mix and match as long as you know it's 3-piece Pred, 2-piece Banshee, along with the Ninja Bike Messenger Bag. Or if you want to go the other route and have 3 Banshees, so that way you have the 4th talent, which is while rogue, all ammo is completely refilled after 30 seconds. Damage taken from non-rogue players reduced by 10%. While not rogue, damage to rogue players is increased by 10%. This bonus is increased to 20% for 10 minutes after being killed by a rogue. So therefore, if you've watched any of my Splatter Squad videos with Reggie Merc or Hood Type, then you know we pretty much go rogue manhunt or on the hunt for manhunts basically every time we enter in the dark zone. So in that scenario, in those situations, I would quickly change out either the chest piece to the Banshee, so that way I have that. So I'm utilizing 3 Banshee and 2 Predators, so that way I still get that 10% bonus, whether I'm the rogue that's fighting off non-rogues that's trying to get us, or therefore I'm hunting manhunts or those that other that's rogues. So you can mix and match on how you prefer, but if you're just PvEing, then this is the way you would want it, would be 3-piece Pred and 2-piece Banshee. If you play more PvP in the dark zone, then you would want 3 Banshee and 2 Pred and the Ninja Bike Messenger Bag. Now we can go over the stats on my character sheet. 38.5% crit hit chance, crit damage at 114%, headshot damage at 62%, increased threat, no skill haste, skill power is at 152k, and my max health pool is 193,431, and my armor mitigation is 31.34. Well, that about covers it for this episode of Division Builds. This build is a lot of fun. There's a lot of diversity now in the division, so you can mix and match different things, and I found this is a lot of fun because, one, it causes them to bleed and also packs a punch, and then it forces them to use a med kit more or less to cleanse to get away from the bleed, so they consume more med kits when in battles and whatnot. And also on the PvE side, the extra damage that it inflicts to NPCs can also save ammo and a lot of time in certain situations. But mostly, primarily, I have PvP with this build, and it has been a lot of fun. Because most people think that, I guess, that they roll and flip and flop around, that somehow they can stop bleeding. But unfortunately, it does not work that way. But anyways, if you enjoyed it, please ground and pound that like button. Thank you guys so much for clicking on and watching. Thank you all for the support, and we'll see you guys fudging later.